Welcome to Beneath the Calm on this beautiful fall day. It's crisp and the leaves are changing. It's just telling us it's time to let go of what doesn't serve us. Today we have a special guest, Krista, who is joining us. She is a client, and I'd love for her to share her story with a healing journey. Now, Beneath the Calm was created to bring people together to share insights and tools how to navigate through life challenges. It's a safe place so people can come and feel safe and share their stories without judgment. So I'd like to welcome Krista Tucci. Please join us. And Krista, thank you so much for being here. You have no idea how much you mean to me. Although we started our a relationship as client and your healer, and we become great friends. We are soul sisters, and along the way, not only was I helping you, it turned out you helped me too. So, to begin with, let's take you back to 2020 when you are at the moment in life when you realized your marriage was ending. You mentioned that being your life was like you being shattered, lost, fear, anger, sadness, disappointment. So, what emotion was the hardest at that time?
Um, Fear and abandonment was the hardest for me. And then, of course, that rippled into sadness and anger. Those are the ones that certainly came through at that time, and those are the ones I needed to face.
So, at what point did you decide how you were going to respond to this situation?
Well, I mean, it was a process. It didn't come to me right away, certainly, and I'm certain I maybe prolonged it because I was fumbling around and I was lost and caught up in a lot of emotion and anger at that time. Uh, when I became aware of what I was dealing with, then I could chart a better path for myself. But that didn't come right away. And it did take a while before I got there.
So, I know that at that time I had mentioned to you, try not to respond with anger. And of course, at that time, you were feeling a lot of pain, a lot of anger, and disappointments. How did that statement sound to you? Did you think I was crazy to even consider telling you not to be angry?
No, I didn't consider it. I was grateful for hearing it. I knew I was angry, and I just hearing it from you confirmed that that was something I needed to work on. Yes, somebody outside of me was telling me that you need to manage yourself, and one of the biggest findings for myself as I've gone through this journey is that, yeah, emotional regulation was one of the key things for me to manage and get under control so that I could move forward in a much more harmonious way. So
Actually,
it was very appreciated, and I was open to it. And I think that's, you know, some people won't be open to that. But I was, at that time, I was open to hearing it. And I understood that that was something I needed to work on.
yes, actually, I have to admit, I'll be honest with you. When I said that, and you actually was very open and graciously accepted it and actually implemented that advice
Yeah.
into what you were going through. And I know we have talked about this, on many occasions. And for you, I think through the healing journey, you had mentioned something about, learning to tap into your intuition and self awareness. I think, could you touch up on that about self awareness, that how it helped you in your journey?
Yeah. Well, I mean, and you also started off with intuition, and I think that that is certainly where I started, was the intuition. You know, understanding that the things that I was feeling were talking to me. And I couldn't ignore them. I would feel unease in situations. Why was I feeling that unease? And so, really learning to trust my intuition was key for me. But then that led to becoming self aware, right? So, wow. So, when you think about self awareness, it's all about, recognizing and understanding your emotions, your behaviors, um, what, what your beliefs are, and how your thoughts are going through your mind. And so, self awareness was key for me to look at those things. Well, what am I feeling, and what am I thinking at this time? And is this belief that I have about myself true, or is it something I need to kind of dissect and look at? And so when uh, when I started to go down that journey of self awareness, that is where my growth started to develop and open up, and other possibilities and opportunities uh, were were realized.
So, just a couple of weeks ago, we were talking about the self awareness, and to tell you the truth, I actually forgot some of the things that we talked about during your healing journey, and
Yeah.
you reminded me that I actually questioned you.
Yes.
Tell me about yourself,
Yes.
and
It's
can
great.
you can you remind us that path and how that
Yeah, thank you for bringing that up, because yes, it was a pinnacle for me. I had heard someone ask me that as well too, and when I was just before I came to you, when I was in that lost state and I was looking around for help, I had gone to a divorce mm, kind of therapist,
support?
someone to help you
Yeah.
move through the divorce process. And she asked me at that time, in the very beginning, Krista, tell me about yourself.
Mhm.
And I had nothing. I was like, I didn't know who I was. I didn't know how to start. Um, and so it was that realization at that point. It was like, oh my gosh, Krista, you don't know who you are, and you have reached this stage of your life, and you do not know who you are, and you are lost. And then shortly after, I met you, and you asked me the same question. Tell me about yourself. And again, oh, I can remember the struggle, Jacinta, trying to come up with words. And I realized, okay, this is something that is I need to work on, because I should be able to say who I am, not about like, oh, my professional, but more about what I love and what I bring. Um, so
Your values, your traits.
my values and my traits, exactly. And so that was very key, and that self-awareness comes from knowing yourself, like, or learning yourself. I should say it's not about knowing yourself, because knowing yourself
Learn.
is
Yeah.
the past, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But learning yourself
Learning.
is bringing yourself forward into the future. you know who do I want to be? who do I want to become? That kind of thing. And then you just start to shape that.
So
And
would you
so,
like to share that, how I help you shape that?
well, we started off with the healing journey, and it was really just going in and getting me to journal, do those reflective practices. And I didn't like doing journaling. I know some people love it, and I was like, oh, it
I
was it
think
was hard. It was hard for me to do, but there's something about journaling where you put it down on paper and you visualize it, and then you can look at it and say, oh, it's easier to kind of dissect and process than when it's up in your head,
because you
because
can
things,
see it.
you can see it. So that journaling, that reflective, practice was very important for me to get my thoughts down on paper and really look at them and say, well, why did that trigger? Why did that happen to me? Why does that bother me? And so that was key. And then for me, meditation was another one for me. And the Reiki, the healing practice of Reiki, just getting into your body and feeling the energy, the flow, recognizing a different rhythm in your body when you go through Reiki. And when you sit and you meditate, and
So,
you
Chris,
actually watch your thoughts. Your thoughts go by, and you just watch your thoughts, understand your thoughts.
so we're going to go into break. We'll continue with your story. So we should be going into a break in a moment,
Okay,
and we'll
wonderful.
come back.
Okay.
Thank you.
Are you a conscious co creator? Are you on a quest to raise your vibration and your consciousness? I'm Sam Leibowitz, your conscious consultant, and on my show, The Conscious Consultant Hour Awakening Humanity, we will touch upon all these topics and more. Listen live at our new time on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern Time. That's The Conscious Consultant Hour Awakening Humanity, Thursdays 12 noon on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a high-achieving, growth-oriented leader? Are you interested in developing your authentic leadership while creating a healthy, inclusive workplace? Hi, I'm Dr. Mira Broncu, host of The Hard Skills on talkradio.nyc at 5 p.m. Eastern on Tuesdays, where we discuss how leaders develop the hard skills needed to make a greater impact. We interview experts, have live coaching, and tackle these challenges. Listen to The Hard Skills on Tuesday at 5 p.m. Eastern on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC. Uplift, educate, empower.
Welcome back to Beneath the Calm, and thank you once again for joining us. Krista is sitting here with me to share her healing journey and her journey leaving the turbulent marriage to where she is today, in a very good place, I would say. So, Krista, tell me, what does the inner work actually mean to you, and what do you do on a day basis to help you navigate through different life challenges or emotions that you've learned, the tools through the healing journey? And what would you share to the audience so they can also perhaps implement into their lives? You're muted.
Thank you. The inner work for me, my personal experience and how it benefited me was really that emotional regulation and being able to make better decisions. Because I wasn't reactive, I was more, I observed, and I observe others as well as myself. So certainly, like if I'm in a situation and someone, maybe reacting in a, maybe a negative way, instead of taking things personally, as I would have done in the past, I really try to sit back now and understand what that person may be going through, why they're reacting that way. And I understand now that it's not something that is reflective of me personally. It just could be where that person is in that place. And that even goes with if you want somebody to come along with you. There is a moment in my relationship when I was going through the healing journey, and I had decided that I was going to focus on growth and development. And I recognize certainly some areas of weakness that I had. I think more weakness at that time than strengths, because the strengths come later. And I had said to my ex at that time, this is what I'm going to do, and you can either grow with me or you stay here. And I can remember that moment when he said to me, I can't do this. Like, I can't grow. I'm not ready. And that is that was a moment when I realized not everybody is at the same stage that you are. And you can't, change others, or can you heal others when they're not ready? So that was something that was really important for me as I was going through the healing journey, is to understand that situations occur, and people may not be ready to go through where you're at. It's all individual, and that strength of understanding myself, knowing what I want now, knowing what I'm trying to achieve, and listening to my intuition has helped me greatly in this journey and development and growth.
I always believe in like we cannot change anybody else but ourselves, right?
Yes.
And also
Yeah.
at the same time, not judging anybody for where they are.
Right.
And the only way that people can actually learn from you is through your actions and how you live your life. And I think the good thing is that you did not judge him for where he was, but you continued with your growth. And I
Yeah.
think by observing your growth, I tell me if I'm wrong. I think your ex is also growing or has grown since the last time when you asked him if he wants to grow with you.
Oh, yes. I see it in them now. I mean, it's, 5 years later, and certainly we co-parent, so we have an amicable relationship, and that wouldn't have come had I not gone through the healing journey and learn to let go of the anger, learn to let go of the resentment, and the sadness. I am in such a better place now, and my family, my relationships are in such better place now because I have done that inner work. But yes, I see him 5 years later, and there was a situation recently where, we were on the phone and we were talking about a situation that had come up with one of our children, and I could feel myself getting like a little bit elevated with the situation, and all of a sudden he was the voice kind of that was just maintain that kind of calmness. And then I was able to step back. I said, oh, now I have to listen. And then I was able to step back and listen to what he was saying and understand it. And I was like, okay, like I'm not ready there. I'm not there yet. I don't share your opinion, but it's not a place for us to disagree. It's just that I just need more time to consider it. And I was able to step away from that situation and then come back and make the changes that I needed to make, because I was not emotionally charged no longer, and I had clear vision
Clarity.
on what I needed to do, and it was mutually beneficial for both of us. So
So,
the inner,
I just want to ask you now that, you know, all the tools that you learned from the healing journey, it was what, it's been a while now. And do you still use them?
oh yes, I do a lot of energy work with myself, and I still make sure that my intuition, I listen to my intuition. I do the energy work, I do the meditation, I do still journal every once in a while, and I put down those thoughts. And it allows me to be more compassionate for myself, learning to love oneself. And that took me a long time to get there. But when I got there, there was just so much more joy in my life. So yeah, a lot of the tools that I learned during the healing journey, not only they springboarded me to the next level, but I'm able to now expand on those tools and bring myself up to a even higher joyful level.
Yes, I have to say you're definitely glowing now. And I recall when I first met you, you were very shy and
Yes.
you never actually you didn't feel comfortable expressing what was in you. And I practically had to
Yes.
creatively pull the teeth out of you. And that's
Yes.
when you were having throat problem. Can you share a little bit about that?
No, I still have throat problems to this day, but certainly not as much. Yeah, I had a belief, and however I got that, along my way, uh, growing up, my environment, that not speaking your truth, maybe, or not speaking up. I wanted to create harmony. I mean, that certainly is the core of me, is harmony, and I always wanted to keep the peace. And so in order to keep the peace, I just kind of negated certain situations, but never really spoke about how I felt about them. And so I learned to
Suppress
keep
them.
my voice down, right? And so when you came along and you wanted me to speak about my experience or what I was feeling, that was not comfortable for me, because no, why would I speak about myself? But that was key, because getting that voice out, and releasing that feeling around my neck of not being able to speak what I wanted to speak, that freed me, that gave me wings, to go to a higher level. And it was not easy. And this is another thing about self-awareness. It's identifying those weaknesses in yourself and developing them. And I certainly had that weakness of not speaking how I really felt, and speaking my truth.
And I think being able to speak the truth is also part, is when we know how we can set up the boundaries.
Yes.
Because if we don't, we cannot, if you don't speak up, we cannot set up the boundaries that actually protect ourselves, because, people are going to just basically step all over you if
Yeah.
if you don't speak up and say, hey, that's enough.
Yeah.
This is how far you can go, right?
Yeah.
So, at what time did you find, putting all the broken pieces together and to create a beautiful art?
Well, it came in time. It didn't like all magically click, 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 click together. It was a process, but I recall the moment where I felt shattered and broken, and I heard myself say, everything fell apart. And I can, even now, when I talk about it, it feels, I can feel that depth of despair. But now I will tell you, and I will laugh and I will smile. I had to become broken in order to reassemble myself and become stronger and wiser, and create something more beautiful than that I had. So I had to break, and I've heard this a lot of times, and I understand this, that oftentimes you need to hit that wall, or that depth
Rock
of
bottom?
despair. Yep. You got to go down to the bottom in order to come up and emerge. And if you think of yourself kind of like as that seed, that little seedling
Yeah.
that goes into there, the seed that goes into the ground, and underneath, it's under the ground, but it's actually, starting to grow, it's starting to grow, and then he emerges out of the soil, and this beautiful, plant or flower or tree will develop out of it. Well, that's what you are like. You're under there, that seed, and as you grow and you develop, you can open up and become something quite different, and something very beautiful.
Thank you. I think that's a beautiful analogy. Now,
Mm.
we're going to go into break shortly, and then we'll come back and share some more.
Okay, great.
Misalignment within your sales team or with a client stalls deals and creates unnecessary friction for you and the client, resulting in up to 37% lower win rate. If you're in pre-sales, sales management, or sales enablement, and you'd like to increase revenues, win rate, margins, client satisfaction, and stay competitive, this show is for you. Hi, I'm Art Fromm, host of the Making Seamless Sales Show. Please join me live Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern on talkradio.nyc.
Hey everybody, it's Tommy D, the Nonprofit Sector Connector, coming at you from my attic. Each week here on talkradio.nyc, I host the program Philanthropy in Focus. Nonprofits impact us each and every day, and it's my focus to help them amplify their message and tell their story. Listen each week at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC at www.talkradio.nyc. Now broadcasting 24 hours a day.
welcome back to Beneath the Calm. Thank you for joining us, Krista. I am so grateful for you being here today, sharing your story. Hopefully, your story can inspire other people to grow and also learn some tools that you're going to share with us. Now, as you were doing your healing, you also became a big support in my life, which I'm really grateful, helping me with my manuscript, building my website. So now tell me, why did you feel the need to create the website for me? I know you remember, I do remember you telling me that, Jacinta, people need to find you. And I was kind of reluctant to even have a website, but I think you convinced me that what I did was going to impact people's lives. So can you please share that? And I'm really grateful to you for that.
Yeah, people deserve to have someone like you in their lives, Jacinta. They pray for it all the time, to have someone who's kind and genuine and full of heart. And that is who you are. As a person, there's no judgment. You just provide that support, you provide that guidance, you provide those tools. You are available at any time. No inconvenience is inconvenient for you. So when you had said that you were writing a book, and that, this is the journey that you were going to go on, I wholeheartedly wanted to support that effort, because more people need to know and experience what you are providing, and get that help that they may need. When I said I first started out, I was so lost, and the story that our viewers do not know is, well, how did you even find Jacinta? And I found Jacinta only because I went to a seminar that was unrelated, and I was looking for guidance, not for myself. It was guidance, but it was not like personal guidance. It was something else. And Jacinta was there, and we connected right away, because I believe the people that are meant to come into your life come into your life at the right time. And that certainly was when Jacinta came into my life, was at the right time. And I want that to be for everyone else out there that needs the types of support and guidance, Jacinta, that you provide. We need them to be aware of you, and broaden that reach that you can achieve.
Well, I think you opened the doors up for me. And I had to go through this digital world.
I know.
I still remember when you built my website, I did not even know how to look for my website and the email that came through. And when the publisher wanted my manuscript in Word document, I'm like, oh. And then when the publisher was talking to me all this digital or technical term, I said, "Oh my God, I don't know what they're saying." And then you became the other person to communicate with the publisher so that you can explain to me all the technical terms they're talking about, in relation to my publishing my book. But what is it like for you? I mean, you were in pain and you were going through your situation, yet you saw that what I was doing was having an impact in your life, and you were thinking of so many people out there that could benefit from what I do more than I realized myself. So what was it that you thought that I was able to do for people?
Well, I knew what you were able to do for people because I was a client. I had gone through the process. I was coming out a much better person than when I went in. Um, and I was growing, and I knew that I was going to have lifelong growth because you had provided me that support to continue the journey. So why wouldn't I want to share that? And when I think about, we talk about my throat and not being able to speak what I wanted to speak. I'm a communicator by profession, a lifelong communicator. Professionally, I always used to joke, like, yeah, I can communicate professionally, but in my own personal life, I can't. And actually, I saw that in you. Well, this is where I could help you because while you could communicate to your clients, it was really kind of promoting yourself in a wider atmosphere instead of a one-on-one where clients come to you, that you needed that support. And there's where all my communication experience, came into play. I can help you with this. And I so wanted to help you with this because I believe in what you offer. And the benefits are profound for anyone that is willing to take the journey and and choose themselves and growth as their guiding light.
Thank you, Krista, for believing in me. I think, like yourself, so many of my other clients feel the same. And then I
Yeah.
feel like I got all pushed into this technical
Yeah.
world or digital world, whether I want it or not. But
Yes.
I guess my mission is really wanting to help people. So
Yes.
I stepped into this uncomfortable, out of the box for me to learn all the technical skills to be able to be out there and creating my YouTube videos and Spotify podcasts. I mean, I never imagined that I would be doing this, but I still think that you opened the door and threw me out there. And suddenly I had to navigate through this technical world. That was so different for me. It was very scary, but then, like I said, we have to practice what we preach. And I always preach, get over your fears and, get out of the comfort zone and just do it anyway. So thank you for that. I really don't know where this journey is going to take me, but I'm sure you'll be with me because I feel we are on this journey together because you have the same mission as I do of wanting to help others.
Well,
And
there's this saying that comes to my mind about a teacher and a student, and when someone teaches, two people learn, right? You were the teacher, I was the student for what I needed, but what you needed, I became the teacher and you
yeah,
became the student. So
yeah.
it's a win-win situation. We're all learning together. So I was happy to help.
I would like you to please share something that was really beneficial for you in your journey of how someone who may be going through similar situation what you went through in 2020, and what would you tell them?
Well, I can really only speak to my own situation because I really wouldn't want to tell them anything. Well, certainly what I would like to do is guide them, and what works for them works for them. But personally, for me, what worked was really just to dive into that self-awareness, and really open that up and get curious about myself and who I am, and why I was reactive, or why I wasn't reactive. I mean, you just have to start becoming curious about yourself and understanding what brings you joy, what doesn't, what you need to let go of, what you need to keep, and, how do you want to move forward? How do you want to feel when you move forward? I think that's really big. Like, how do you want to feel? Do you want to feel sad all the time? Most people will say no, right? Maybe they'll want to stay sad, and okay, that's where they choose to be. But how do you want to feel? You're the architect of your inner world. So you have to learn to understand what you want. And I would say that to someone is, how do you want to feel? And if you want to feel a certain way, then that's what you need to go towards. And how are you going to get there? That's what I would recommend.
So we'll be going into a short break again. And thank you for actually willing to have your voice shared. So thank you. We'll come back in a minute.
Okay, thank you.
On Frank About Health, we're not just talking healthcare. We're managing disruption and innovation. Over the last 4 years, I've taken you from epilepsy and COVID to mental health, caregiving, and now the front lines of healthcare transformation. Stay tuned for a healthier future as we bring on the innovators, professionals, storytellers, and advocates who show you how to own your healthcare every Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on talkradio.nyc.
Are you a purpose-driven individual looking for deeper healing, clarity, and growth? Welcome to the Expansion Room, a transformative space for purpose-driven individuals. I'm Siobhan Larice, host, licensed therapist, and coach. Join me every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time on talkradio.nyc.
You're listening to Talk Radio NYC at www.talkradio.nyc. Now broadcasting 24 hours a day.
Welcome back to Beneath the Calm. This is a space where we all can learn tools and insights to grow and help navigate through our life challenges and actually have a calm space. This calm is conversation about life matter. We get together and talk about what we go through and share our stories, like I said, without judgment. And today, sitting with me, Krista, who has so generously helped me. I think her contribution is actually to a lot of people for me being here. She wanted to share me with the world, I would say.
Yes.
Meanwhile, I just wanted to be in my little hole, but she didn't let me because she felt that I needed to be out there. So thank you, Krista. I am learning and growing with you.
Yes.
And I'm okay, actually. It brings me great joy to see transformation happening, to see people happier after they started the healing journey. Even in my past episode, I've spoken to clients who shared their story as well. And what I want to ask you is that, through the healing journey, or even my podcast on YouTube and Spotify, it's all about personal and spiritual growth, where I share tools and insight on how to navigate through different life challenges. If anybody would like to check it out, maybe there's a topic that you find that can resonate with you, and perhaps it can help you as well. And I guess with my healing journey program, its first main thing is self-awareness, and of course self-love and self-care. Unless we can love and care about ourselves, it's very difficult for us to love and care other people. And also, when we love ourselves more and accept who we are, then it doesn't matter if anybody else accept us or not, because
Yes.
we are happy being who we are. Now, this is all in part of what I teach in the healing journey. Now, this journey takes time. It's not an
Yeah.
overnight journey with most journeys anyway. Now, if somebody really want to grow, then they will need to invest in themselves to learn and grow. Can you share with us and the audience that how how was it for you? Did you feel the investment you made in your growth, was it worthwhile?
The word that comes to mind is it's powerful. My peace is my power now, and I am very comfortable with who I am, and to all those things that you spoke, Jacinta, about not worrying about what others think, as long as you're guiding your truth and you're moving in your rhythm. The people that are to benefit and come into your life because they need your light, or they appreciate your light, will come to you, and they'll be attracted to you. So yeah, when the healing journey is powerful for so many aspects of my life, and I cannot speak to how it will bring to other people's lives, but I certainly can say that the benefit for me is I am a different person today. I am very comfortable. I feel worthy of myself. I feel confidence in myself, and I feel joy about what I can build, what I want to build, and what I work towards now. So those are the things that I would say are the benefit for me in the healing journey.
And I really want to thank you for sharing that, because I have to say, from the day I met you, I mean, you're friendly, of course, but very private. And
Yes.
yes, very private. But
Yeah.
I, I, I see you now lively
Mhm.
person, and ready and willing to explore life. I think you're exploring life a lot more than when I first met you. I think um, prior to your situation, I think you didn't really live a life.
Mm.
I mean, tell me if I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
No.
You didn't experience life. I think you're experiencing life now.
Yeah, recently a friend of mine said to me, "Stay adventurous, Krista." And I thought, oh, I love that they said that about me. You see me as adventurous? No, when I had that moment of who are you, Krista? When I was asked by yourself and by the divorce coach as well too, who are you? And I could not tell you who I was. Adventurous was not a word that would come to mind at all. But certainly that has changed, and that is what the healing journey has done, is brought out that joy and that effervescence, and that willingness to share. Not too much. We don't want to overshare, of course. That's not good either.
Yeah.
But if I can be a motivation or inspiration to anyone that is thinking about growing and developing and changing their trajectory in life, I would say do the work, do the inner work, spend time with yourself, be quiet, sit in silence, listen to those thoughts, and really understand what your beliefs are, if they stay true to you. Listen to your thoughts, regulate your emotions. And really that will improve all of your relationships, your friends, your family, the relationship with yourself. It will elevate it. And where it takes you personally, well, maybe it's going to be different than where it took me, but certainly it's going to bring you a lot of joy, for sure. I'm certain
Thank
of
you,
that.
Krista. Thank you so much. I also want to thank you for giving me the permission to share your self assessment in my book, Let Your Heart Speak,
Yes.
Truth Lies Within. When I wrote that book, I wasn't 100% sure what I was going to write in there. All I knew that I needed to share that people need to be able to speak their truth. Because when we don't speak our truth, we're not voicing our what makes us happy, what disappoints us, all those things. So when people are not sharing the truth, they end up, you know, miscommunication.
Yes.
And when I finished writing almost towards the end, and I thought I needed to share someone's story, so I came across your self assessment and I go, oh my goodness, everything that you wrote in your self assessment is actually ties in entirely to my book. And I want to thank you for sharing that, letting me share that, and also being with me at the book reading at the author's
Yes.
fair and allowing me to, introduce you to the audience there. So if anybody is interested to see a little clipping of Krista's journey, it's in my book called Let Your Heart Speak, Truth Lies Within. And perhaps it's something that you may want to check out my YouTube. There's a lot of content. The contents there are pretty much what I do share and teach in my healing journey program. So it's accessible to everyone for free. So, you know, take the advantage of learning from there. And if anybody like to reach out to me, I can be reached at jacintahealingarts at gmail.com, or visit my website, Jacinta Healing Arts, and Spotify, Self Aware Soul. And thank you once again, Krista. It's a joy to be in this journey with you. As you say, we are soul sisters. We're stuck together. And I love being stuck with you.
Well, you are a beautiful and nurturing soul, and I am grateful for what you do, what you have done for me, and I just want to make sure that where others need you, they can find you. So congratulations, Jacinta.
Thank you. You've opened the door. Thank you once again for joining us today, and hope to see you all soon, next week, Wednesday
Next
at
week.
1.